All right. Here we go. Mike Lee Kenerick, All Raven, podcast number 2. Why a soldier will always be a soldier, why a civilian will always be a civilian, and how to find a solid reality fighting instructor in America. Okay, so this podcast is going to be divided into 2 different categories. 1, the martial art industry in America, and 2, the tactical industry. Those are 2 different cultures and people who seek self-defense because of the deadly force involved, either end up with the martial art or either end up with the tactical training or either end up with something like me that's a hybrid between the 2. Okay, so let's talk about the martial art industry first. Okay, in the martial art industry, there has been for decades a debate. Does the guy who teaches you self-defense needs to be a combat veteran to be an expert in the subject? So in Hebrew we say, En chacham ken ba'al nisayon. That means there is no wiser man than the man with experience. So the answer to that is more of a yes, but also has a no. Yes is, if you're coming to an instructor that have seen combat, that have seen violence on a level that's worst case scenario. And when I say worst case scenario, like when somebody wants to attack you and hurt you and kill you and has so much hate that they're either mentally deranged or either they are so motivated by evil that they want to do you harm, that kind of violence is different than just somebody who has an argument with you. So somebody who has been around that environment can give you more tools to deal with the fight and flight and freeze aspect of their training, because it doesn't matter how much training you do, when the shit hits the fan and the stimulus hits you in the face for real, not in a training environment, that is going to be evil and violence, you're either going to fight or freeze. Okay, flight means you're going to try to get out of it. Okay, sometimes you can't get out of it. Sometimes you have to fight. And the worst is to freeze. I always say to people, there are 4 levels in an altercation. 1, the event. 2, the shock. 3, the overreaction. 4, the proper reaction. The event is the person attacking you try to fucking fuck you up. That's the event. Okay? Most people will go into shock and they're fucked. It's over. Or they're going to overreaction because the emotion takes over, right? And finally, you have the proper reaction. The training people that you train with that have combat experience are going to take away those 2. It's going to be the event, and they're going to teach you the proper reaction. That's the reason why a combat veteran has the advantage on teaching reality self-defense, real fighting, real violence, real worst-case scenario, because they know how to drill you with stress drills and aggression drills that you will not go into shock, that you will not overreact, and that you have a proper response to the violence deployed against you. So that's the reason why it's a yes. Now let's talk about the no. The no is not all the time you're going to have in your neighborhood or half an hour drive away from your house a guy of my status or a guy that has a status that he's been deployed in fucking war. And it doesn't have to be an Israeli, it could be an American. There's a lot of great reality fighting instructors in America that are not Israelis. It happens to be that the Israelis are more, popular because they are now fighting in Israel. But like somebody who has combat experience has an advantage. Now, you're not going to find people like us everywhere, okay? We're not a dime a dozen. We're not in every neighborhood. So sometimes half an hour from your house will be a guy that got certified under somebody like us. Okay, so this is where you need to be careful. And this is where you need to do your homework, okay? If the guy that teaches self-defense down your street has been certified under what I call a commercial self-defense program, that all they care is fucking have the image of badass and this and that, but they're not teaching, and I don't want to say real self-defense versus bullshit self-defense, but they're teaching more theory than reality, you have to be careful. So I have guys in my organization that teaches my system that are badasses and they've never been in combat because they've been through training with me to prepare them to teach properly. So if you're looking for self-defense in the martial art industry, and the guy that teaches that's close to you, that's less than an hour drive from you, has combat experience, sign up with that guy. Do yourself that favor. Do yourself that favor to sign up with that guy, because that guy is going to bring to the table something that nobody else can. If there's nobody like him in your direct area of 1 hour drive, then find somebody who trained with a guy that's good. Okay, when I'm saying that's good is you got to do your homework. Okay, so that's the martial art industry. Yes, people with combat experience will bring to the table, like what I explained with the 4 stages, reality, like real, like they've been there, they tasted the violence. Okay, if you can't find that guy, make sure that the guy is under a guy like that and do your homework. Now let's talk about the tactical industry. Okay, this is where charlatans is even more worse. Okay, a charlatan means a clown that claims to be this and that. Okay, then you will have people who seek out self-defense training with firearms training and even blade work. Okay, like knife fighting. Okay, so let's. And my podcast number 4 is going to be about knife fighting. Next one is about sparring and contact sports for self-defense. But the number 4 will be about knife fighting. Okay, let's get this straight. 98% of knife fighting instructors out there have never been in a knife fight. So they are, how do you call that? They teach a theory, okay? 99% of people who teach knife fighting have never been in a knife fight. But let's go back to now the tactical arena. Okay, if you think self-defense is you having a gun, that's not self-defense, because in most states in America, for you to defend yourself with the gun is serious business. Very serious business. You gotta be, it's gotta be so, almost every cop will tell you, don't fucking shoot somebody unless it is the worst case scenario of the worst case scenarios, because there's so much legalities behind it. Okay, so you got people now go get gun training and they go, I can defend myself, I got a gun. The gun becomes the false security blanket. I got a gun, I'm gonna be able to defend myself. Okay, number 1, it's not that easy to defend yourself with a gun. Number 2, the gun has to be with you 24 hours a day, and you got to be able to deploy it. Okay, a lot of times, people will freeze and not deploy the gun because, again, they don't have the event, shock, overreaction, proper reaction. Nobody took that away. All they did is they went to a fucking firearm instructor, and the firearm instructor gave them this whole story that they are the best of the best and they know everything about fucking guns, because of course, why would they not say that, right? And nobody is teaching you in that industry how to deal with the stress. All they do is shoot. Oh, I'm a great shooter. I shoot fast. I shoot accurate. But there's no scenario training. For you to learn real reality fighting, it has to have scenario training in it. And it doesn't matter if it's in martial art industry or in the tactical industry. It has to have scenario training. In other words, you have to role play what's going to happen. If it's only techniques, if it's only I draw my gun, I crack my gun, I shoot, and there's no scenarios behind it, it's never going to work. If you're in a martial arts school and there's no scenarios, it's only techniques. They only teach you techniques. You show up and, okay, today we're going to do gun disarm and do the gun disarm. And there's never, I say that, the interaction of the fucking verbal violence, the cursing, the fucking shoving, the reality behind it. You're not getting ready for a fucking reality fighting. You're learning techniques and theories on both sides, okay? And I believe that on the tactical industry, it's actually worse, because what happens is people now are learning how to use a gun. Oh, I know how to use a gun. I know how to defend myself. Oh, look, I train with this knife fighting guy. He's a knife fighter. He's been in knife fights. People who tell you they've been in knife fights, unless they have fucking scars on their face and everything, 99% of people have never encountered a real knife in their fucking life, okay? So, reality fighting. Does the guy that teaches you reality fighting has to have combat experience? Yes and no, but more yes than no. So when you look for a reality fighting instructor, look for somebody that has real experience. Look somebody that is not will not teach you something without those stages, without the fight and flight. If they never talk to you about, listen, there's going to be the event, you might get in shock, let's do some drills so we take away the shock, what we call desensitize you, okay? Stress and aggression drills. If there's no such thing in the training, it's all technical, it's all theory, it's all a blueprint. Fight is not a blueprint. Fight is a mentality. Fight is a human being is trying to fuck you up. A human being is trying to hurt you. That human being might be somebody that thinks that you did evil to his child and there's no talking to him. And he wants to fucking kill you. That's reality. So again, does the guy who teaches you reality fighting needs combat experience? More yes than no. Find people that are really experiencing it, that understand the violence, that can say, listen, this doesn't work. This is bullshit. Okay, you also find people that are not afraid that people will question what they do. You got a lot of people in the martial art industry, especially in the reality fighting. Oh, what we do works, and it works because it's been working for 20 fucking years, and that's just the way it is. No, combat is constantly evolving. You got to find people that are not afraid to be questioned. Like sometimes my people come to me and say, so is this really going to work? And I'm like, yeah, it's going to work. And let's test it. Things have to be tested. And the best way that it was tested was in real combat. All right, guys, this is second podcast. See you next time in 13 days. This exactly 13 days ago, I did the first podcast. I'm always going to do 13 days, 13 minutes. Next time is going to be, do you need to spar to learn how to defend yourself? And the answer is more yes than no. See you guys then.